And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again, another day committed to picking a fight with the mainstream media and providing you the timely truth centered around your real estate, credit, self-defense, marketing, and so much more. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show. Our number one goals are to educate, entertain, enlighten, but most importantly, we want to engage you in an effort to help you win, and there's multiple ways to engage. You can reach out to our Consumer Advocate Hotline number. It's 813-670-7372. Give us a call on our hotline, 813-670-7372.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
Check out our website, consumerqb.com, a plethora of information available for you at consumerqb.com. You can see links to all of our expert contributors, and we have 80-plus show partners there, CPAs, financial advisors, attorneys, so many ways that we can help you, a lot of home-related services, and we're going to help you win no matter what you're facing out there. Watch our live stream version of the show as well, 10 a.m. daily, We Beam TV. You can see our television show version. We do a lot on Facebook as well, social media, at Brandon Rhymes 1 on Twitter and Instagram, and of course we have the Consumer Quarterback Show. You can follow us there as well. And in studio today we've got an all-star lineup. Let's go around the horn, make our introductions. Thomas King back in studio, Florida Firearms Academy. Welcome back, sir.
Hey, good to be here. Glad to see all you fine gentlemen today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What are we going to talk about? It's a little tease.
We're going to talk a little bit about what we do at Florida Firearms Academy and why it's your responsibility to get training for firearms.
Yeah, gun safety, gun rights. There's so much in the news right now. So we're going to dive a little deeper into that, maybe get into some of the political side of it as far as pension plans and some of that stuff.
That's why I brought out Terry Power with me today. He's the guy with all the power. So yeah, he's going to tell you the plan and the deal.
All right, let's talk about it then. So Terry Power, Republican for House District, Florida House District 64. Welcome in, sir.
Glad to be here. Appreciate the invite.
Yes, sir. My pleasure. So we're not a political show, but from time to time we do have politicians come on the show, and we'd love to, kind of hear both sides of all the different, topics out there and decisions to be made by voters. So what are we going to talk about today?
Well, we're going to talk a bit about, I guess on my end, why I'm running for office. I'm not a politician. I'm a first-time candidate. So
Good point.
Completely undefeated so far, which is great.
Undefeated.
Yeah, but the
I love it.
Second Amendment is actually part of my my platform. I have an A+ rating from Florida Carry, and I'd like to think I'm a pretty strong supporter of the Second Amendment and the rights that people have, the inalienable rights that we as Americans have, and certainly the Second Amendment is a key component of that.
That's right. Yeah, it sure is. The ability to defend yourself, defend your family. I was having a conversation with my 12-year-old daughter this morning about it. Just happened to come up. She was talking about conversations at her school, and I said, "Do you understand why? And do you understand, that the government, one day could turn on the people?" And she understood
tyranny.
She understood the reasons why, and they're smarter. It seems like these kids these days are farther advanced than we were when we were 12 years old.
Oh, absolutely. With all the internet and the phones and. What kid do you know YouTube. Now that doesn't have a phone with them on there? They can look up everything. All the knowledge is in their hands.
They're right on top of it.
Yep.
She's editing videos for me on her smartphone and all this
Teaching
stuff.
us technology.
Yeah. We had breakfast this morning at Cracker Barrel, and I said, when I post this video, do you want me to give video credit to you? So I gave her video credit on the video. It was funny.
Very nice.
But so we have an all-star lineup here today. We're going to have some fun in studio. We also have our top 10 states with the most and least gun violence. See where your state stacks up. And we also have a couple of hot real estate properties. I'm Brandon Rhymes. I'm the host of the show here, but I'm also the owner of Platinum MVP Realty and a top listing agent here in Tampa Bay. We're looking for real estate properties that we can help you sell. We have a very unique strategy, innovative approach to selling real estate, maximizing the exposure for our sellers. Also have an expert buyer team out there as well. So a couple of hot properties real quick here. We got 9825 Wilski Boulevard in Tampa. This is a beautiful $1.5 million listing of mine. Compliments of Platinum MVP Realty, just listed. It's an ultra exquisite, an ultra modern home, perfect for entertaining, and it's got its privacy as well. You got vacant lot on each side and a beautiful lake in the back. $1.5 million right outside of West Chase. So it's a beautiful mansion right outside of West Chase here with close access, of course, and proximity to downtown Tampa and wherever you want to be. And a beautiful property in Old Northeast section. Looking for my millionaire buyers here. 215 12th Avenue Northeast, St. Petersburg. This is the Old Northeast section of St. Petersburg. It's almost completed, and it's an opportunity to own your own SIPS panel housing. It is. And it's pre-construction, so it's an opportunity to design the appliances, the flooring, the colors, pick out whatever you want on that property. PlatinumMVPRealty.com. Check out PlatinumMVPRealty.com. And our words of wisdom for today, we're starting off with the quarterback audible. We're going to give you a quick audible. So, of course, on the quarterback show, we're going to talk about Vince Lombardi. We're going to kick it back to the old school with Vince Lombardi here. So he's talking about goal-oriented thinking versus reactionary thinking. And a great quote from Vince says, mental toughness is many things and rather difficult to explain. Its qualities are sacrifice, self-denial. Also, most importantly, it is combined with a perfectly disciplined will that refuses to give in. It's a state of mind. You can call it character in action. So there's the quote from the old ball coach, Vince Lombardi, one of the winningest coaches of all time back in the day. So, all right, let's go ahead and jump into it. So Thomas King back in studio. I got to say, you got such a friendly staff over there at Florida Firearms Academy, right there in the Oldsmar area.
You were just there, right?
We were just there. Yeah, Lindsay and I went in there and did some shooting. Check out our Facebook page. You can see some of those videos there. And so it's a lot of fun. The gentlemen were just so nice to give all the tips and the tricks. And
ladies.
Yep, that's right. And they did a great job in teaching us how to perform, how to use the proper form when you're shooting the firearms.
And that's very important, especially if you come out just like driving cars, anything like that. If you don't have the proper training with it, of course it can be dangerous.
Right.
So you need the proper training, and that's a little bit what we're going to talk about today. But first, I'd like to thank some of our sponsors for making a lot of this happen right now. EMG Ammo, of course, Terry Power right here. He sponsors one of our basic pistol classes for all active teachers. And Terry actually comes out and shoots at our range as well. So we can protest that he's a Second Amendment advocate.
I hope so.
Lover right here.
Absolutely.
Glider shirts, B2B signs, Acme bullets, Grizzly Target, Hyperion Ammo, Timber Creek Outdoors, and of course, Florida Firearms Academy. And that brings us to what we're going to talk about today. Florida Firearms Academy is an academy, and we do train people. So just because you've seen people shoot firearms on TV, or if you've come out with a friend and they've shown you how to shoot a firearm, that doesn't make you a firearm specialist or anything like that. What we offer is how to load, hold, aim, shoot a firearm correctly. Of course, that's the basics of it. The next step is to get your heart rate going, moving and shooting, thinking and shooting, what you can and can't do, what's beyond your target, things like that. And we've had people that's been shooting for 10 years plus, and they always let us know they've been shooting and they've never taken a class. And we go out there and we see that they're doing it incorrectly or unsafe. So what we want to do is we get the training you need. If you own a firearm or you're thinking about owning a firearm, why wouldn't you take the training with us, especially us? Because what we do is we go into detail about a lot of different things, and I'll go over the classes that we actually offer. But on the plus side of this is you get to actually go into the range, move around, shoot multiple targets, things like that. So in a home defense situation or even a competition situation, which we also offer, you're going to learn how to do this. And for most of it, as a member, if you're a member, of course, you get a discount. Most of our classes start at like $20 and go on up to $70. Or if you want private classes, of course, that's going to be probably $90, I think is what it is. But I'm going to just go over some of the classes to let you know what some of these things that we offer is. Basic pistol class. Of course, you want to start there. You want to get the basics. Even if you've been shooting a long time, come out and learn to do it the correct way. I mean, you've probably been shooting a long time, but if you've never taken a class and got a certificate showing that, yeah, I have completed this and I know what I'm doing, I don't really want to shoot around you unless I can see that you're doing it correctly. So, advanced pistols. So that's a next step into this. Get into the advanced pistols. Some other classes for that. Concealed weapon permits, of course, we run this a couple times a week. Holster draw class. If you take our holster draw class, I think it's $35, you get to draw from holster at our range while you're practicing. When you just come out to do some plinking, you can draw from that. That's very important to know how to, especially if you concealed carry or anything like that. You want to practice these things, and you can also do it at home. We'll give you homework to take home. We have an all-women's tactical class for all women. This is moving and shooting, multiple targets, things like that. It's a progressive class, so you don't just take it once. You take it until you actually get your certificate at the end. We have build your own AR-15 classes, so if you're interested in building an AR or anything like that, or basically learning how it functions or how to clean it or how to repair it, take the class with us. It's actually amazing. You do it with Quincy out there.
So you buy the parts online and just compile
Either you can buy your own parts, or you can just go with our parts, and you can build the most beautiful rifle or the cheapest rifle, but that's up to you.
Wow.
So you take home your rifle once you've built it, and it's actually good knowledge, because if you want to learn how to maintain it and everything, or build another one later. Defensive shotgun class. This is you will run through rooms and learn how to use a shotgun in a defensive situation. An intro to AR-15 rifles. So if you're starting out with an AR, you just bought an AR, come take the class with us. Know exactly how to use it, how it functions. Night shooting, speed drill shooting classes, move and shoot classes, scenario classes, firearm inspection classes. So you bring in your firearm, we'll inspect it for you. I mean, most of it's like a $9 charge, but we'll clean it, we'll get it all fixed up, ready for you. Because if you own a firearm and you don't know the condition of it, or you bought it used, or you've shot it many times and you still don't know, inspect your firearm. Before I shoot my firearms, I always inspect it. I always make sure everything's correct with it, that and the ammo. We are with firearm maintenance class. So that's another class. Learn how to use your firearm, know how to take it apart, know how to clean it. Once you learn this, that's all on you. The G security license for requalifications, instructions pistons class. I know I got a commercial coming up, so I'm just going to smile at Brandon right now.
Going into break. We'll come back and we'll talk a little bit more about Florida Firearms Academy. We've got Terry Power in the house as well, Republican for Florida House District 64, and more from our expert contributors here in our feel-good story of the week as a state trooper rescues 2 bear cubs after mom was hit by a car. Stay with us. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
This is Ward Dunn, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Hot Locks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Hot Locks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.
listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP Realty, and a top listing agent here in Tampa Bay. Giving a shout out to our restaurant partner, Brio Tuscan Grill at the International Plaza in Tampa at the International Mall. And they've got a great restaurant over there, excellent food, friendly wait staff, excellent drinks as well. And our partners at Brio Tuscan Grill are now offering a special offer. All you have to do is mention the Consumer Quarterback Show when you go into Brio Tuscan Grill, and they're going to hook you up with a free appetizer just by mentioning the Consumer Quarterback Show. And we're talking about tomato and mozzarella caprese. They've got the shrimp, eggplant, spicy shrimp and eggplant, beef carpaccio, so many great meals over there, and the calamari is excellent as well. Brio Tuscan Grill, our official restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Make sure you let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Going to get that free appetizer, and they're also going to hook you up with that free water with lemon every time. They're going to hook you up. And back here in studio helping you win, Thomas King in the house, Florida Firearms Academy, Terry Power as well in studio. And before we jump back into that, we're going to tease our show here. We got also state trooper rescues 2 bear cubs after the mom was hit by a car. We got that story coming up later. It's a really good, feel-good story here. And I want to let you know about a hot listing down in St. Petersburg. This is 4641 5th Avenue North, St. Pete. This is a great investment opportunity. Any investors out there, this is a duplex, actually 2 duplexes on the same parcel of land, 4641 5th Avenue North, St. Petersburg. And there's a lot of income coming in, about $4,300 a month coming in income. So this is a great opportunity to purchase real estate, passive real estate, great tenants in place, and it's a great listing from Platinum MVP Realty. Also, we got a property on Himes Avenue. It's 15648 North Himes Avenue in Tampa, $485,000, and we just reduced this property. It's over 3,500 square feet, cul-de-sac with a pool in the back. Beautiful property listing, gorgeous, updated, 5-bedroom, 4-bathroom, pool home on a cul-de-sac. Compliments of PlatinumMVPRealty.com. And we're back here in studio helping you win. And I want to let you know about a speaking engagement I've got going on this weekend. The 2018 Tampa Bay Wealth Summit is going to be over at the Petersburg Marriott Clearwater, 1260 Roosevelt Boulevard. And I'm going to be speaking around 2 o'clock, but we're going to have an all-star lineup for this event. It's got Lisa Nichols. She's the star of The Secret, that very popular documentary that came out about 10 years ago. James Arthur Ray as well going to be speaking. He's well known and a great speaker as well. Jay Lee, all-star lineup. William Crowley as well, the credit magician, is going to be there. But we're excited about that Global Wealth Summit. Come check us out. It's going to be this Saturday coming up here. So, all right, back in studio. Let's go back to Thomas King.
I love that magician. He's phenomenal, man. He puts a smile on your face.
Yeah.
He's great. So I just want to continue a little bit more, a couple more classes that we have. G security license. That's for the requal. If you're a security guy out there, come take it with us for get your requalification. Instructor's pistols class. Now this gets you your certification to instruct pistols. So if this is a career you're actually looking for, come out and take it with us. Intro to carbine, intro to AR classes, free kids safety class. Now this is 5 years old to 16 years old. Everything is completely covered for it. The free teacher's basic pistol class, which we have coming up, which also Terry's one of our sponsors for. And you sat in on that class last one.
It was terrific.
What'd you think?
Really enjoyed
instructor?
it. Yeah, it's nice also the openness of the teachers to learn more about the guns themselves and handle them safely. It's obviously in the press these days with the tragedy down in Parkland. Yeah. And just everything that's gone through the legislature. It's something we're going to have to deal with next year in session as well up in Tallahassee.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Did they let you shoot?
They did not let me shoot.
What?
No, they were busy. You guys were all slammed here.
So, well, maybe the next one.
I hope so. Exactly.
Well, that's great to hear. A free active shooter class. So this class is amazing. You actually participate in this class. This isn't a sitting in front of a teacher and just listen. It's participation. There's simulated gunshots. Last class we had about 50 people in that. It was an amazing class. So make sure that's free. That's on us. We pay for it. The carbine rifle drill class. We have a 2-gun competition for beginners, 3-gun competitions, pistol competitions. And this, when I say beginners, I mean not, hey, I just bought a firearm and I want to know how to use it. I mean, you've shot a firearm, you've taken a basic pistol class. Now you're going to go run through room, shoot bad guys, blowing pistol targets, balloons. We're going to time you on it. We're going to score you on it, and it costs you $25. We're going to critique you on it. We're going to get you better and better and better. Members, of course, it's only $20. El Presidente match. These things are amazing. Come out and try this. We'll teach you how to do it. It's a very easy match. Bowling pin match, pistol golf, shooting match. And these gentlemen, they come out, there's a bunch of them. They come out with a couple different pistols. You have to putt with a 22. You got to drive with a 357. It's amazing. It's actually pretty cool. So ladies, of course, every Monday night get to shoot for free. Not just a night, all day long Mondays, because we want to get them. There's a lot of single parents out there, and these moms have to learn how to protect themselves. And with what we do, they're actually happy. They always come in and thank us for the free range free. Thank you. I wanted to get my range time. And it's also a stress-free thing. It's a great sport, shooting. It's not some negative, crazy thing out there that many people think. When they wrote this in our Constitution, it wasn't for, hey, only black powder guns. Back in that day, before even that, they had machine guns. They had guns that shot 20 rounds at once. They had crazy guns way back then. So what we have today is still basically the same thing. But the Constitution was written, and we are here to protect it. Our government takes an oath to protect it. The police force takes an oath to protect it. Our military takes an oath to protect our constitutional rights.
That's right.
So that's what we all need to go back to and remember.
Yeah, it was interesting, Brandon, when you opened up the show with Vince Lombardi with character in action.
Yeah,
we don't see a lot of that in Tallahassee these days.
That's right.
The ladies we're talking about here, which I think is great, having the free courses for them. If you're a single mom, and let's say you're 19 years old, you can't buy a long rifle or a pistol legally from a dealer in the state of Florida anymore.
Wow.
And that's, this is, again, the Constitution.
You can die for your country, but...
Oh, yes. Yeah.
But you can't defend your home.
Exactly.
And one of the big points we've talked about before, we've had different deputies and even the Tampa PD talk about on the show here where, the things that we see in the news, some of it's bad. We hear about the home invasions, but it's the things that you don't hear about in the news that you guys hear over at the Florida Firearms.
We hear all the craziest stories, but sometimes you'll see it on social media. I just saw this guy stopped 3 bad guys in their house with an AR, and you don't hear about that on the radio or the media or TV on news, because I think it just doesn't fit their agenda. So there's 5 million people out there that have an AR that use it for protection in their home. So you can't just take that away from these good law-abiding people. What are they going to use when these bad guys won't turn in their firearms and they do come to your home?
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of things to consider.
Terrifying.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's something where I saw a Facebook post too where we had these marches, all these different marches, a few weeks ago, and it's like, wow. So here we have people marching for their rights to be taken.
Right.
Come out and take our guns.
Yeah. That bump fire stock that was just recently banned.
Right.
They estimate it to be $125 million just so they can confiscate, destroy. That's 125. You know what we could have done with that money to put it into school safety, security, or just gave it to people?
How much good can you do?
Because a bump fire stock is not going to do anything.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
It's interesting too. Like last week we had Zuckerberg testifying in front of Congress, so you see how the technology is changing, the social media influences. But then, and I was thinking back to a few years ago as well when we were wasting dollars, talking about wasting tax dollars here. We were wasting tax dollars interviewing, Bonds and McGuire, the baseball players, on if they were shooting steroids and while they're hitting 70 home runs or not. Really?
I know.
Do we need to waste money on that, Terry? I'm going to ask you. You're running for office here.
That's it. Yeah, exactly. The school safety bill, as it was named, actually should have been 2 bills. It should have been a gun bill and should have been a school safety bill. But what happened was just a knee-jerk reaction, and you had folks that were basically strong-armed into voting yes by the leadership in the Florida House.
Right.
Had they not done that, they would have lost all their appropriation requests, and also their bills would have died.
Right.
So that now they passed a $500 million bill that's going to be a requirement on an ongoing basis to fund. And you've got folks like Pinellas County Sheriff Galtieri doesn't have the money that is mandated to be spent under that bill. Where's he going to get it from? And he doesn't have taxing authority.
Wow.
So I think it's about a $12 million shortfall, I think, and all the different counties across the state are concerned about that. Parkland obviously was an issue, but also, the legislature, when they were sworn to office, they take an oath to defend the Constitution of the United States.
Right.
And to vote yes on a bill that takes away some of those liberties, I just don't understand how you can do that.
It's just not constitutional.
Right.
It's not. And if you want to vote yes, that's great, but you also need to resign from your position immediately. So I got a lot of respect for the folks that did stand up and vote no on that bill, because that was the correct way to do it.
Like you said, they were strong-armed.
They were, totally.
I mean, they had to give them something they felt like But
that's the challenge. You got to compromise. So in the same bill, they're going to have stuff that you don't agree with.
Right.
But you have to say, okay, what's the greater good here?
Well, there was some good points in there, like metal. If you Baker Act someone, now they can pick up the guns, and they have an avenue, I guess, to get the guns back through a judge. But in the past, if you had somebody that had a serious mental deficiency, the sheriff couldn't take any of the firearms.
Wow.
You might have 30 guns there, and so I understand that. That's a good point. As long as there's a good avenue to get them back, you don't want to put the state in charge of gun confiscation.
Right.
But it should have been 2 bills, and it should have been a special session.
what do you think the other bill should have been for the mental capacity in this? Or?
Mental issues, that's a big issue. Florida currently ranks 49th out of 50 states in terms of per capita spending on mental health. That needs to change. It's a real problem.
Wow.
That's a big one. All right, when we come back, more from our expert contributors. We're going to dive a little deeper in this whole gun debate, some of the issues regarding the FDA. You know, what is their responsibility in this? As much drugs as they're pumping out into the youth. Maybe video games have something to do with it. We'll talk about that. We're going to open it up and have a conversation around that. State trooper rescues 2 bear cubs after mom was hit by a car. And more from our expert contributors here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Stay with us. Do not touch that dial. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rhymes, knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hi, my name is Joe Stalteri. I'm one of the owners of Complete Care Systems. At Complete Care Systems, we do carpet cleaning, upholstery cleaning, tile and grout sealing, wood floor and laminate floor deep cleaning, as well as stripping and waxing of linoleum and vinyl floors, and a whole lot more. We also run daily deals and special, which you can find at CompleteCareSystems.com, or simply call Trisha up at 727-364-5158, and she'll answer all your questions and give you over the phone free estimates. Or she'll send me out to your home or office to give you an on-site free estimate. At Complete Care Systems, we don't cut corners, we clean them.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Hot Locks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Hot Locks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.
You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm a published author and professional speaker. Check out our book on Amazon, Become the MVP in Your Industry by Surfing the Radio Waves. We're real excited about the new launch of the Business Growth Celebrity Academy as well, where we partnered up with Ken Shamrock, UFC legend, WWF legend, and Des Woodruff. Lindsay's on that as well. We're going to be pitching that this weekend at the 2018 Wealth Summit. Real excited about this event coming up this Saturday at the Wealth Summit, the 2018 Tampa Bay Wealth Summit, and it's going to be a great time. Come out and get motivated, learn how to make money, and grow your wealth potential significantly. We're going to be speaking there. We're excited about that. And for more information, visit consumerqb.com. Just submit an email form at consumerqb.com. That form is going to come directly through to my team, and we're going to make sure we take care of you, get right back to you before our head hits the pillow. And we want to give a shout out to our official cleaning partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show is Mary Maids. Let Mary Maids take care of your cleaning. We know clean. Leave the details to us. Mary Maids, relax. It's done. They do a great job cleaning our real estate properties, and Mary Maids they offer satisfaction guaranteed, and they are the recipients of the Women's Choice Award 2013 as well through 2016. America's most recommended cleaning services is Mary Maids. All right, we're back here in studio helping you win, and Brandon Rhymes here, owner of Platinum MVP Realty, published author, professional speaker, hot listing down in Riverview. We've got 6601 Crinkle Avenue in Riverview, 4 bedrooms, 3 bath, Bloomingdale area. We just reduced this property over 3,300 square feet down to $325,000, and it's got a beautiful yard, fenced-in backyard with a large garage as well for 3 bays. So any mechanics, anybody that has a need for outdoor space, this property out in Crinkle Avenue is a great one. All right, back in studio here, we got Thomas King representing Florida Firearms Academy, and we have Terry Power as well, Republican for Florida House District 64 in studio. So let's open it back up. We had a pretty good conversation here going, and when you look at the different issues, I think the gun debate, there's a lot of people at fault, and one, some that just get pointed, that don't get pointed at enough is the FDA. They've got all these drugs that they're pumping down to the kids, metals, lithium, all these different metal, drugs going into kids. And then the other side of the debate is, well, they're playing these violent video games. It's training their minds to be violent.
Well, if you look at the numbers in terms of folks, young adults that have gone through and actually committed mass slaughter, it's a very small number. So when you look at the number of people that actually are using the different video games, I've got my son, a couple of my stepsons also use them, and they're not violent at all. So, right. And they'd probably tell you the same thing. The drugs, on the other hand, it's a big issue. It is an issue and something we as a society have to come to grips on, not just with that, but also on the opioid crisis and a few other things. Florida, again, like many other states, has not done a good enough job. In this last bill that passed, they tossed $50 million. That's a drop in the bucket. That's a real issue, and we have to take the guns out of the hands of the people that are potentially dangerous. Yeah, because it's a threat to our entire society.
Yeah, it's you think about 7 billion people on the planet. There's bound to be some nut jobs out there that are going to do these types.
Most of these mass shooters are all on some kind of prescription drug or
right. Yeah,
and that's the big problem here. That like you said, we can't go with the fact that you're. If you've been Baker Act or something, you should have your firearms taken away. Mm-hmm. You shouldn't be in possession of a firearm. You shouldn't be driving around, actually. You should have, there's some issues there, and that needs to be addressed. So
it's a real, we don't do a good enough job protecting our kids. Florida has all over the country these gun-free zones, and if you look back over the past 20 years, about 70% of these mass murders that have occurred have been in gun-free zones.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So it's not working. We're not letting teachers and school officials that choose to voluntarily go through and protect themselves to carry inside of a school. Yeah. In some states, it's a church. In some areas, it's a movie theater. These areas are just susceptible to people. They know that everybody has been disarmed for their convenience. Yeah. So we have to take a look at that. There's a reason why airplanes have not been hijacked since 9/11. That's because we've hardened the cockpit, and now the pilots can carry a gun. You'll never know which one has a gun, but just the threat of it alone has dropped it by 100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like that.
It's
100%.
common sense. It just seems like common sense is just not as common as it should be.
Who's the first responder for in a school shooting? The teachers.
Right.
They should drop this law that they can't carry a firearm.
Right.
And the ones that are qualified and trained should be able to, and allow them to protect themselves and their students.
Heck yeah.
I think Sheriff Grady Judd has great ideas over in Polk County with his Sentinel program with Southeastern University, I believe it is. Excellent ground as far as setting up some sort of parameters. We have to take a look at things like that.
Yeah. Let's do a little trivia here. We got the top 10 states with the most and least gun violence. Do you guys want to take any shots here and give me a worst or a best state? Let me know.
I'll preface by saying that the ones with the worst probably have the harshest gun laws.
Okay, so let's start there. So this is according to 24/7 Wall Street Review data. So this is based on, so it says no part of the country has been spared mass shootings. The 10 deadliest incidents have occurred in Texas, California, Florida, Virginia, Connecticut, Oklahoma, and Nevada. When adjusted for population size, 5 of the 10 deadliest states are in the South, and 6 are among the 10 poorest U.S. states. But in all the 5 states, more than half of all firearm fatalities were suicides. All right, so number 50 is Massachusetts. It says firearm deaths per 100,000 people, 3.4. And
Good luck getting a firearm there.
Yeah, that's going to be one of the lower states, I guess. Total firearm deaths, 262. Suicides were 140. So then going down, so that's number 50 is Massachusetts. So let's go all the way to number 1. And so number 1 is going to be Alaska. Firearm deaths per 100,000 is 23 per 100,000.
And everyone open carries over there.
Yeah, open carries. It's there's no sunlight.
They have a sidearm right next to them.
Yeah.
Right.
So
And
total firearm deaths. It goes into breaking it down. Number 2 is Alabama, 21.4 per 100,000. Number 3 was Louisiana, 21.2 per 100,000. Mississippi. You got Oklahoma in the top 10. And rounding out the top 10, you've got Montana, Missouri, New Mexico, Arkansas, and South Carolina.
Wow. A lot of it depends also what you're using to come up with the numbers. Like, we're going to lump suicide in with just violent street crime.
Yeah, this is death. Yeah, they put it in here as just deaths is what they're talking about.
So, who's the source for that, by the way? Where do they come from?
Yeah, let's see. This is going to be fatality, suicide, 24/7 Wall Street reviewed data on gun violence by state based on the latest information from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, which tracks the number of gun-related deaths in each state. So flipping the script, we did the top 10. Now we're going from 50 down. So it was Rhode Island, New York, Hawaii, Connecticut, New Jersey, Minnesota, California, Maine, Washington.
Right.
So those are the flip side there. So yeah, so it's it's kind of interesting when you look at it. And anytime you have statistics, it's like who paid for the study?
Oh, sure.
Where do the stats come from? Right.
Right.
So you see that out there. Curious, what's your thoughts? Kind of shifting gears from gun debate to because we kind of mentioned drugs. We mentioned the FDA. And by the way, if you just joined us, I'm your host Brandon Rhymes. We're talking with Thomas King, representing Florida Firearms Academy here, and also Terry Power, Republican for Florida House District 64. And where's your stance on the whole marijuana issue, medical marijuana, those types of things?
Yeah, medical marijuana is now, thanks to the voters of the state of Florida, it's settled law. Mm-hmm. And the main issue here also currently is that the state of Florida, the legislature is slow walking the implementation of it. And if you notice, just this week, I think Joe Redner won a lawsuit to allow him to grow his own medical marijuana because that's a real issue. It bothers me, just like with trying to change gun laws where you have a constitutional issue, when you have the will of the people. The people have said, we want medical marijuana. And that's it. It was a big number, high percentage, didn't barely pass, and the legislature should install it. They should listen to the voters and do it. I am not in favor of recreational marijuana. Yeah, I'm not in favor of changing the Second Amendment. These are all things that can be changed if the voters want to get together and change it.
Right.
But again, just in my own perspective, that's what I'm basically in favor of. The medical marijuana, I think there's a lot of benefits to it. Yeah. But it has to be controlled like anything else.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So when you think about the different aspects, what do you think is one of the most pressing areas right now? You think about defense, you think about our country's national defense, you think about, but in terms of Florida, what's pressing for Florida right now? What do we need to think about?
A couple things. Number one, which impacts Florida, is term limits. Mm-hmm. Governor Scott talked about this a few days ago. I'm a big fan of term limits. I'm running against a guy that in the primary, Republican primary, who was first elected to the Florida House in November 2010, according to our state of Florida laws the term limit laws that were passed in 1992 by 76% of the voters, he shouldn't be allowed to run. Although he assumes because he had a special election, the results were thrown out on a technicality, that restarts his clock. We don't think so, and that's one of the reasons about a month ago I filed a lawsuit against the state of Florida. I'm suing the state of Florida, which is kind of a bizarre thing.
Interesting.
Yeah, to have the Secretary of State enforce the term limit laws in Florida. But those same term limit laws that are in place in Florida also need to be in place in Washington.
Right.
For congressmen, for
I agree.
senators, that's a real issue. Florida needs ethics reform. We've got, if I was a legislator and you were a lobbyist, you could not buy me this nice glass of water right here.
Right.
Because that'd be a problem. But you could hire me to come work for your law firm and pay me $150,000 a year.
Right.
That's a problem.
Yeah,
so
it is.
certain laws need to be changed. I got into politics based on my experiences with family law reform, divorce, child custody. In fact, if you Google the divorce from hell, you're going to see Terry Power's picture and some really good pictures from the St. Pete Times from a couple years ago. But a 5-year divorce, and it's caused me to want to change some of this. Oh, this is very interesting, though. Going back and rereading some of the stuff, and I wrote a lot of checks, too.
Yeah, there you go.
We got to fix some of that stuff.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, so stay with us here, Consumer Quarterback Show. When we come back, more from our expert contributors in studio here, Thomas King, Terry Power, and our feel-good story of the week. State trooper rescues 2 bear cubs after mom was hit by a car. Stay with us, Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. For more information, go to consumerqb.com.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Hot Locks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Hot Locks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.
listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP Realty, and a top listing agent here in Tampa Bay, helping our sellers profit more on the sale of their real estate properties. And we've given a shout out to Kipton's, the Hotel Zamora on beautiful St. Pete Beach. That's our official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. They've got a restaurant on site, lounge. They got the rooftop 360 lounge up there. Beautiful place to hang out on the weekends. Got a boat dock. If you're a boater like me, I love getting out there on the weekends with Freedom Boat Club. You pull up, you dock up, you hang out by the pool. They got the bar downstairs. They got the rooftop bar as well, with gorgeous views overlooking the Gulf of Mexico. All right. So back here in studio, Thomas King, Florida Firearms Academy, Terry Power. He's running for House District 64 here, coming up soon. When is the election, by the way? Is that?
Yeah, primary is on the 28th of August. Early voting is going to start in July.
Okay.
And the district I'm running in is primarily a Republican district, so the primary is going to be pretty important. And the general election is November 6th.
General election November. Okay.
So what is the part of the 64? Where does that go out to?
Yeah, that is northeast Pinellas County. That's Oldsmar, Safety Harbor, East Lake, and then northwest Hillsborough County from Dale Mabry over to the Pinellas County line, north of Linebaugh. So it's Carrollwood, West Chase, Citrus Park.
Man, that's a great area. That's
beautiful.
Speaking from a real estate point,
where I live.
That's an area that I farm.
That's where I live
a lot of those
too.
areas. That's beautiful. Mm-hmm. Yeah, great place. So, so we were talking. Okay, what's pressing for the voters? What should the voters take from this show right now, Terry?
Yeah, a couple of things. Number one, they need to get their voices heard, get involved as it applies to the gun issues. The gun issues are going to dominate the 2019 legislative session. Mm-hmm. They need to identify candidates that are, that reflect what their goals are. They have to ask some hard questions. It's really important. I'm a first-time candidate for office. There's several folks that I'm familiar with that are just running now because they want to do this. They're citizen politicians. They're going to go in, do a few years, and they're going to leave. And I already have a job. That's one of the reasons that in my own situation, I'm actually going to be donating my salary as a rep to charities in my district.
Yeah.
I'm in a situation I can do that, which not everybody can, but I'm fortunate. I'm blessed to be able to do that.
That's great.
But I think it's important that we elect people that are going to represent the people and not themselves.
Right.
And there's a lot of corruption right now up in Tallahassee and in Washington. And we need to elect the right kind of people, but people have to get involved. That's why I got involved, because I wasn't able to change the family court laws on my own. We got a bill to Governor Scott twice, which he vetoed. So the only way to do this, instead of dealing with lobbyists and PACs and such, I'm running for office.
Yeah.
You know, how many times have you heard from politicians saying, I'm for this, and then next thing you know, they get in, they turn it all around, and they basically lied about it. Well, I know he comes shoots with us, so I can attest to that. So
I appreciate that. I've got the highest rating from Florida Carry of any candidate in the race, and you're going to see Terry Power is the strongest Second Amendment guy in the Florida legislature.
I love it.
So let's go like down the line here. So gun debate. What's below that? What's next? What's like the most important as far as?
Well, the two most important things the legislature does, I think, are education and then healthcare. Yeah. Those are the big parts of the budget. There's issues in Hillsborough County with as far as financing the school board. I know we have an important school board election coming up here. The school board fiscal responsibility, what the work they've done has been very unimpressive. They're in really serious financial shape. You have teachers that were promised $4,000 raises. They never got it. And just we don't have the money.
There's a school walkout, right?
Yeah, that doesn't that just doesn't fly with me. Our teachers are valuable. Our kids, this is our future. We have to educate our kids. Charter schools are maybe part of that. Upgrading schools that are having issues are part of it. But I think the main issue is getting money into the classrooms. There's too much bureaucracy. The Constitutional Revision Committee just approved today, it's going to be on the ballot, term limits for school board members. Thank God. This is real important. Some of these folks have been there for 20 years, and they're just, familiarity breeds contempt, and diapers and politicians, just like Mark Twain said, should be changed often for the same reason.
Yeah, exactly. I like that. If you just joined us, I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes. We're talking with Thomas King here in studio, Florida Firearms Academy, and also Terry Power running for Florida House District 64. And let's go back to Thomas here. So Thomas, what else are you thinking about right now? Here we are, going into, almost the year's almost halfway done now. We're in quarter two, Q2.
It's going too fast.
It is.
I got a million things going on. I got a couple of other businesses we're starting, and we're actually working on this right now, but we're going to do a reality show coming up pretty soon with our store. So it's going to be pretty exciting. I'll let you all know more information about that. But one thing I wanted to read out that I actually posted up today, and there was this video that came out that this guy, he was getting fined in Jacksonville for having his flags flying, the military flags flying up there. So each one of his flags he was going to be fined for. So how backwards are we where we can't support our military? This is at his local businesses, and they're saying all local businesses would be fined for flying these flags. So hey, I have them in my store. You want to kind of find me for that? Come after me, whatever you want to do. But that's just crazy, It
really
so
is.
I wrote something today. It's just this little thing. It says, "We the people fight for America and its freedoms. We the people help defend and serve Americans. We the people love our families, friends, and our pets. We the people protect, support, and believe in our Constitution. We the people are the law-abiding citizens of America. We the people are FFA and proud of it, because a lot of members come there, and we're proud that they're there. They're proud to be a part of our members. And like I said earlier, our government, our military, our police force, they all take an oath to protect our Constitution.
Right.
So protect it. Live it, love it. That's what many people have died for.
Yeah.
So we could have this for our freedoms. If you don't understand what our Constitution does for you, go live in a third world country. Go live in another country that they don't have these rights. Driving is a right. Is not a right. So that could be taken away from you. But our Second Amendment, our Constitution is our right. So it's a privilege to drive. Take my car away, take my other things away, but don't take away my right to defend my family.
Yeah.
And it's also a sport that we also love too. So
Yeah, it's a sport aspect to it as well. Yeah, Terry?
Yeah, absolutely. That's I saw that same piece this morning. It was out of Jacksonville, I think.
it's Jacksonville, yeah.
And it's a pretty amazing. I hear the situation has resolved itself, though,
It
after going viral,
Going viral
and
with that.
massive backlash. And I had to quickly explain to some of my followers on my Facebook page that the little bureaucrat up in Jacksonville, I think it was Melinda Power.
Yeah,
not,
that's
not
right.
related.
Not related. Okay.
I actually thought of you when I heard that. Yeah.
I had actually somebody posted wondering how I could possibly have done this. I'm like, no, wait, I'm in Clearwater, not going to have a bay, and not up there. But our first responders and our military, these are folks that put on the line every day, and we owe them a debt that we can never repay. Just going to Arlington National Cemetery, you can see what's there, and it's the soldiers, but it's also their families. They put up a lot. And here in Tampa Bay, we have a huge military presence, and we're blessed to have them here. And it's freedom is not free, and we all have responsibilities that we have to take ourselves to make sure that we understand the sacrifice that they made.
That's right. All right, let's jump into our Tell Me Something Good segment here.
Tell me something good.
So, state trooper rescues 2 bear cubs after mom was hit by a car. So, a Virginia state trooper rescued 2 black bear cubs after their mother was killed in a motor vehicle collision. Trooper D.H. Said safely relocated the cubs to the Wildlife Center of Virginia in Waynesboro, but not before his colleague snapped a photo of him with the adorable pair. Bear cubs at the Wildlife Center are rehabilitated for a year and then released back into the wild.
Awesome.
So, feel good story right there.
Great.
I wonder how he got these bears, because were they tiny little bears?
Yeah.
They
Better
got
be.
teeth and claws,
They better
too.
be.
Can you imagine the government saying we got to take those teeth and claws away, though?
Yeah,
Poor little
right.
bears can't defend themselves.
Defend themselves. By the way, over at your location, you got awesome location 13317 West Hillsborough Avenue. You got that big bear,
We have Tactical Teddy there.
Tactical Teddy.
Yep,
Okay,
amazing.
yeah,
You could have bought one of those at Sam's Club or one of the Costco or something like that. But what we did was we stuffed them and we put a big pole and we stood him up and we made a big giant minigun and gave him some pants and some cool things and made him Tactical Teddy, because it's also the right to bear arms too. So he's a big bear.
Yeah, that's awesome. Bear arms. So reminder here, we got coming up, we got April 26th, free basic pistol class for all active shooters, 6:30 p.m. with free dinner provided by Terry Power, who's running for Florida House District 64. So that's next Thursday. That's next Thursday night, right?
Yep.
Coming up. Cool. Awesome. So you got all kinds of events going on over there. I love the youth, teaching the kids.
Yes.
I remember back when I was in school.
Next 3 months, it's packed.
Yeah, lots of events going on, lots of opportunities. So FFATampa.com is the website. Of course, ConsumerQB.com if you want to find Thomas King's contact information, Florida firearms information as well at ConsumerQB.com. So real quick, we got about 30 seconds left. Parting words.
Just follow my campaign. Appreciate everybody's support. PowerDistrict64.com. PowerDistrict64 is the website. And get involved with your political campaigns and elect the right people.
Yep, that's right. Get out and vote. Make sure you vote. Thomas?
I just want to say, if you believe in the Constitution, if you believe in what we stand for here in America, look at Terry Power. Give him a chance. See what he can do for you. He's a good guy. Comes with us to our range. And also, if you own a firearm or you're thinking about getting a firearm, take the training. Please take the training. Don't hurt yourself or anyone else. It's not worth it. It's only a few dollars. Come out and learn something. You're going to probably meet a great friend.
That's right.
Absolutely.
All right. Great show today. I want to thank our listeners, our viewers of our TV show on WeBeam TV. We want to remind you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Something as simple as packing up some leftover food, carrying it with you to and from your commute, handing it to that person that you see in need. Be a force for good in the community, and continue to follow us on social at Brandon Rhymes1, Instagram and Twitter, and also on Facebook, Facebook.com. We got a public profile page out there, Brandon Rhymes. All right, we'll see you next time. Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for The Consumer Quarterback Show, weekday afternoons at 5 on AM 1380. The Biz.